Okay, it's bugged. Hey everyone, it's Tiqqle, and in this video we're going over Shadow Priest. We did this on stream the other day, so make sure to come by stream if you have any questions. We were able to work through a lot of different things with you guys on there on the fly, but we're going to show you some things that we tested on stream, some nuances about the changes to Shadow Priest and to Priest that are pretty cool. So let's go ahead and jump into it. We're going to start off with reminding you that we're at level 50 out of level 60. Level 60 is the cap. There was a stat squish. I'm now eye level 75, level 50. Max is 60. So once you're 120 and you get the X pack, once it opens up, you'll be at 50 to go into 60. Now, let's go ahead and look at the skills first, then we'll get into the talents. Skills. First of all, every single class has this change. They now have a priest tab, or they have a druid tab, or they have a shaman tab, and you can see the other videos I've made for those other classes. I'll put those down in the description. This tab is across all of the different specs you can be. So across Disc, Holy, Shadow, these are the abilities that will be in for every single spec. Now it is very cool. I like that because it brings back class fantasy, some class dynamics, not just spec specific. Now, let's go over what's new, what's different. Desperate Prayer. Everyone's got it now. Increasing your max health by 25% for 10 seconds and instantly healing you for that amount. That means Shadow has it, Holy has it, Disc has it. Very cool. And it's something you can get comfortable with in one spec, and then switching to another spec, you still know you're going to have those abilities there. So Desperate Prayer, pretty good from a defensive standpoint. Mind Control, Dispel Magic. This is, by the way, a Purge, not Dispelling. Mind Seer, Fade, Fortitude, Leap of Faith. Leap of Faith is for everyone. Power Word Shield, of course. Mass Dispel, of course, right? Fear, Mind Blast. Okay, so now Disc and now Holy have Mind Blast. Pretty cool. Shadow has it as well, and Shadow's the only one who still does have Insanity as their builder spender. You have Shackle Undead, and this, which I know a lot of people are pretty excited about. They're excited about in stream too. A Shadow Word Death, a word of dark binding that inflicts 400 shadow damage to the target. If the target is not killed by Shadow Word Death, the caster takes damage equal to the damage inflicted upon the target. This is something, I think it was a talent previously. Now it is just baseline a skill. This is the way it used to be as well. It's an execute. So a very, very hard to use execute because 400 is not that much damage. I'm sure this will scale over time. Shadow Word Pain, you guys know it, you guys know it, love it. And then some abilities we don't have yet, but will be for Shadow Priest in endgame. Shadowlands, Soothe Mind, soothes the target, reducing the range at which they can attack. They will attack you by 10 yards, affects you moves, whatever. Mass Dispel rank 2, it removes some magic that is normally undispellable. Okay, and Power Word Infusion. This is what I know. You guys are going to be clapping your hands for this. Infuses the target with the power for 20 seconds for haste of 25%. Haste. That's a lot. It's a 2-minute cooldown, but it lasts for 20 seconds. That is awesome. You can use that along with Void Eruption and get some pretty big damaging windows. So those are the abilities that are now a priest. They're across a priest. Now there might be some tweaks here if I change out my talents, but generally, don't look too far. But generally, that's what's up. So those are the changes. Now every priest will have that. Let's go into Shadow. Shadow, Dispersion, Shadow Mend. A lot of these abilities, most abilities, guys, are exactly the same. Levitate, Shadow Fiend, Mind Flay, Shadow Form, Mind Vision, Silence. All these are pretty much the same. Surrender to Madness is a talent. We'll get into that. Psychic Horror is a talent. We'll get into that. So all this is exactly the same. And shout out to Sarge for showing me that Shadow Priests actually do have Focused Will on live. I didn't quite realize that immediately. And that's it. So Void Bolt, Shadow Apparitions, Mastery, increases the damage of your Shadow Word Pain, Vampiric Touch, Mind Blast, Mind Flay, Mind Seer, Void Eruption, and by a certain amount, increasing that damage. Pretty good. So that's that. Now that's it. Now you might say to yourself, okay, that's not a lot of ability changes. Yeah, Shadow Priests don't seem to be one of the classes that are getting a large overhaul. The biggest change for them is really this priest level, okay, we're getting some generic abilities like Desperate Prayer, like Shadow Word Death, etc. And so that's the skills. Let's jump to the talents. Talents, also not that big of a change. The PvP talents we're going to ignore for now. They haven't really been tweaked for any class, truly. These two rows, exactly the same. This third row is exactly the same. This is same. Now this is where there's a new one. This is new. This used to be this used to be a different talent. It says Death and Madness. If a target dies within 6 seconds after being struck by Shadow Word Death, you gain 40 Insanity over 4 seconds, and the cooldown of Shadow Word Death is reset. That is a huge chunk. That is a lot of Insanity to get very quickly if you can get that execute. What is this going to be useful for? Not really sure. Maybe leveling talent, or maybe even PvP, maybe to chain some kills up if everyone's riding down. But Auspicious Spirit still seems pretty good. Shadowcraft still seems pretty good. Now, this tier hasn't changed. These haven't changed. The only thing that's really changed is Surrender to Madness. This has been reworked, and I'll put the BFA one on the screen. This one has been reworked so that it's different and more deadly. The previous one did like 90% of your health to you in damage, but this one's a little bit more nutty. This is, you instantly gain 100 insanity and cast Void Eruption on the target, all in one global. For the next 25 seconds, your insanity generating abilities generate 100% more insanity, and you can cast while moving. That's pretty pog. If the target doesn't die within 25 seconds, you die. What a game. What a gamble. What a gamble. What a gamble. But anyway, so that's the difference. This is actually pretty cool, and we'll show you how that can be used to chain some Void Eruptions together. Now, what we'll want to do next is let's go ahead and try doing what I was mentioning with, let's use Void Eruption, and then let's chain it into another Void Eruption using Surrender to Madness, all right? So let's put my dots up, then we're going to Void Erupt, and now we can start doing damage. We're going to pull another mob. No, I got to watch my insanity. Let's pull another mob. So it's going down. We want to keep it up, though. Okay, now we're going to use, Void Eruption. Now I can move while casting. So this is pretty cool, truthfully. And using my abilities while casting, I'm able to kind of keep my momentum going on my insanity. Now, I didn't keep these dots up. Probably should have done that. And then we get it there. If Void Eruption works this time. Nope, it's bugged. Okay. But otherwise, a lot of it's is very similar because you do still have insanity and so on. But having some more defensive with Desperate Prayer, having some more fun stuff you can do with Surrender to Madness, and then you can run while moving. But just make sure if you use it, like I just did, which I can run and cast, you better kill that target in 25 seconds. If you don't, he gonna be mad, which I'm really curious to see how it works in PvP, if it's enabled in PvP or what's gonna happen there. We'll have to see. But yeah, running and casting, we like running and casting very much, very much. All right, I live. So that's why I live, but it's 2 minute cooldown. So that is pretty cool. But anyway, guys, with that being said, we will see you in the next one or on stream. Come by if you have any specific questions about Spriest or any other class. We'll check it out on the stream. And with that being said, thanks for the love. Thanks for the support. See you in the next video. Take care.